If you have ever been told, oh, you're too girly, oh, you're not strong enough to do that, oh, you can't do that because you're a girl, oh, you're acting like a bitch, even though you're acting the same exact way that a man would act, I'm gonna need you to sit down and listen up because this video is for you. And action. Thank you so much for reporting to duty for the Pretty Princess Command Center episode 27, where we're going to be going over every single thing you need to know if you want to start leaning into your feminine energy the real way, the non-BS side, not the way that they're going to say, oh, be submissive, wear silk robes, do a face mask. No. We're going to start by discussing what feminine energy actually is and how it differs from masculine energy. And then of course we're going to go into some mindset shifts and practical advice that you can start implementing in your everyday life to start leading into your feminine energy every day. And then of course, last but not least, we're going to make the ultimate guide to how you specifically are going to do that. Okay. And as always, if you want to become an official Pretty Princess and join the Command Center, then all you have to do is subscribe. It's really not that hard. It's not rocket science. Anyone can do it. But without further ado, shall we move into phase one? I think we shall. So starting off, what is feminine energy? Why does it matter? What's the difference between feminine and masculine energy? What does this even mean? Okay, first and foremost, I want to start out with the fact that feminine energy has nothing to do with gender. It's nothing to do with being a woman, okay? Feminine energy is something that every single human being on this earth can possess, and we all possess masculine energy. If you don't like hearing it in the form of gender terms, think of it as the sun versus the moon, yin and yang, the muse versus the artist, the muse versus the architect. It doesn't have anything to do with gender, okay? So let's get that out of the way in the beginning. But for the sake of this video, we're going to be referring to it as feminine and masculine energy. If you want, you can refer to the feminine energy as muse energy, and you can refer to masculine energy as architect or artist energy, okay? And like I was saying in the beginning, feminine energy is not just, oh, I'm a pretty girl and I do my hair and I do my makeup and I do whatever people tell me to do. That is not feminine energy. And I feel like so many people try to sell that. They try to say, oh, well, be in your feminine energy. Just be pretty, be beautiful. No. That's not feminine energy, and that's why I'm so sick of listening to everybody selling it that way online, because that's literally not what it is. It's literally like, it could be backed by science, okay? So let me not get ahead of myself. Let's get into it. The difference between masculine and feminine energy. When we think of feminine energy, naturally we're thinking soft, we're thinking beautiful, we're thinking very calm, very peaceful, very loving, very open energy, right? It's just very calm. It's very like, oh, a feminine energy. It's like very beautiful. It lights up the room. It's very warm. It's very soft. And when we think of masculine energy, we think of strong, we think of driven, we think of a leader, we think of protectors, we think of all these more like rigid and hard adjectives, right? And again, this has nothing to do with gender. But the main difference between feminine and masculine energy is literally just which nervous system you're operating in, okay? So we have the two nervous systems. We have the sympathetic nervous system and we have the parasympathetic nervous system. So if you're not trying to buy into this energetic way of thinking, literally this is science. This is the scientific explanation of it. So you don't need to believe in the sun versus the moon or the masculine and feminine. If you don't want to believe in that, that's your prerogative. You could believe in the science. So when you're in your masculine energy, you're operating in your sympathetic nervous system. So this is basically the nervous system that kicks on when you're in a flight or fight, and maybe it's not actual danger, but it can be kicked on with stress, deadlines, just a lot of work, high pressure situations, anything like that. So really anything having to do with getting stuff done and just being under pressure to perform. And this is amazing for short term, right? So if you have a deadline, like that is an amazing way to operate, because it's like, okay, here's my deadline. I have to do this much stuff before my deadline, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. When you're operating within that nervous system and in that masculine energy, that's what allows you to like go full steam ahead and get everything done. So it is an amazing way to operate, just not all the time. Just like how operating in your feminine all the time is not an amazing way to operate. So your feminine energy, that's when you're in your parasympathetic nervous system. And that nervous system is responsible for rest, for relaxation, for digesting. Your body's calm enough to actually digest and like operate properly, right? And this is where you can regulate your emotions. You could start to heal like your body physically. If you have something wrong with your body, like your body has to be in a calmed, relaxed state in order to heal itself. Your sympathetic nervous system is what signals your body to be on alert, to be ready, to be prepared, to be like, okay, let me look at my environment, let me see what's going on, and let me be completely aware of every single thing that's going on. And your parasympathetic nervous system takes those signals and lets your body know, hey, everything's cool, we got it under control, you can go back to what you were doing. Like, you can calm down again. You'll be good. That's the main difference between these two energies on a more biological level, right? So you could think of the masculine energy as when you have shit to do and you need to get it done, you're locked into the masculine energy. When you are resting, when you're taking care of yourself, when you're just letting life be what it is and you're not stressed out, you're not going crazy thinking about it, your feminine energy is activated, your parasympathetic nervous system is activated, okay? And the best way to kind of conceptualize and visualize the difference between these two is think about when you're waking up in the morning. Let's say you set your alarm for 6:30 and you wake up to your alarm at 6:30, you go through your morning, you're like, okay, like I woke up to my 6:30 alarm, I get to go do my morning routine, I get to have my cup of coffee, I get to read for a little, I get to do whatever your morning routine is. It's calm and it's like, okay, this happened how it was supposed to, this happened how it was supposed to, now I can get ready for work, and then I can put on the outfit that makes me happy, and then I can go to work, and everything's smooth sailing, right? And that's an amazing feeling. It fills your cup so much, like everything just feels so good when you're able to do that. Now think about when you set your alarm for 6:30 and you wake up to it at 6:30, you say, oh, I just don't want to be up yet. You snooze your alarm, you thought you were going to wake up 10 minutes later, it's 7:30. You are so late. You're immediately shooting out of bed. You instantly feel your heart start to race because you're like, holy shit, I woke up late. I'm gonna be late for work. I can't be late for work. Like, I need a shower. I need to get ready. I need to get gas. I told myself I'd get gas in the morning, and you're freaking out, right? You can feel how different your body is actually feeling in those moments. You can feel like, okay, your heart is racing, your mind is going, everything's anxious. And then once you finally get to work, you're like, wow, what a fucking shitty day, right? Like you can feel the difference between those two things, and that's how I want you to think of it. That masculine energy, that's that like crazy rush around, stress out, get everything done, rush it out, and the feminine energy is very relaxed. Everything's happening how it's supposed to. You're not worried about things. Things are going exactly how they should be. You don't have to worry about them going as they should be because they just are going as they should be. And that's a perfect example to feel when you're in each different energy level, okay? So now that we understand what feminine energy is and how it differs from masculine energy, just how they're different on an energetic level and how they're also different on an actual biological, like internal human body system level, we're going to move into the mindset shift. So welcome to phase 2. So a lot of times when you're stuck in your masculine energy, you base your self-worth on how productive you are, how much work you can get done, how much better you could be at your job than the people around you. You know what I mean? You're basing, like, you are constantly competing with everything in your environment. You're competing with time, you're competing with your circumstances, you're competing, like, everything is a competition because you want to be the best, because you've been conditioned from a young age, especially as women, we've been conditioned from a young age that being a girl and being a woman and being proud to be a woman, being proud to be just soft and just existing and being who we are, it's not good enough. So, and in general, our society, with every single person, we have the corporate ladder. We have everything that is, we've attached our self-worth to how productive we can be, to how much of a girl boss we can be, to how amazing we can be at, like, oh, I do this and I do this and I do this and I juggle this and I juggle this and I juggle it. That's awesome. But also, that's exactly how you start to burn out. When you attach your self-worth to your levels of productivity, to your achievements, to your goals, that's how you burn out. Because what are you without those goals? What are you without that productivity? If you don't know, then this is the mindset shift you need to make for that. You just need to understand that simply being yourself and being present is what makes you worthy, is what gives you that self-worth. There's something called conditional self-esteem, and there's been studies that actually show that people who do have conditional self-esteem, so like attaching your self-worth to how productive you are, to how many goals you achieve, to how fast you can run a mile, like stuff like that, if you constantly are putting your self-worth in these external rewards, so to say, you are so much more likely to experience anxiety, you're more likely to burn out, and you're more likely to deal with the weight of perfectionism, and it's just not good. Yes, it's amazing to have that want to be better and strive and achieve, and everybody likes to achieve goals, but there's a balance with it, and once you learn the balancing act, it's so easy. But if you're too much in that masculine energy, that's when you're going to start thinking like, oh, well, I need to be doing something or else I'm not worthy, like I can't just stop and rest because I'm not going to be worthy of anything. No. The more present you are in life, the more you could just, you know what? My self-worth comes from how present I can be in each given moment. And that's all it is. And it's calm. And it takes the competition aspect out of it. And it takes the scarcity of, what if I'm not enough? What if I'm not good enough? It takes that away because you're more than enough. Just be. Just, this is how I'm showing up today. And I am showing up. It's not, I'm not showing up, I'm gonna give up on all my hopes and dreams. No, no, no. This is how I'm showing up today. And maybe this is not the same caliber that I showed up at yesterday, but I'm still showing up. And I'm still here. And I'm still showing up despite how I feel. Despite anything, I'm giving my current 100%. Maybe today's 100% is what yesterday's 20% was. But it's still me showing up and being 100% present with what I'm doing. And that's where your worth comes into play. The second mindset shift that you should be aware of is that rest is not a reward. You aren't rewarded with rest after you've completed a huge to-do list. Rest is a right that we are all entitled to. No matter what went on during the day, we are all entitled to that. And we all deserve that. And it's not a luxury. It's not like, well, I can't do that because I didn't do this today. No, no, no. You can. You're a human being. Like, you have to rest, okay? You have to. Think about the days that you're resting or you're out with your friends and you're having fun, but you're completely elsewhere mentally. You're completely like, oh my god, like I have so much to do, and when I get home that I have to swap the wash and I have to do the dishes, but I need to go grocery shopping. Oh my gosh, I haven't made my grocery list yet. And you're sitting in the movie theater. You are not having fun. You're not resting. You're not you're not taking the day off because your mind is so focused on everything else you have to do, everything you have to worry about, that's why you don't feel worthy of rest, because on the days that you are resting, you're completely checked out anywhere else. So you're like, well, I took the day off, and like, why am I still so tired? Why can I still not get any of this done? Because you've never actually rested. You never rested your mind. You never went from this high, crazy level of stress cortisol to, it is what it is. Like, I'm just gonna accept it for what it is. I took today off. I'm gonna enjoy my day off, because guess what? My to-do list is gonna be there when I get back. My job's gonna be there when I get back. This test I have to study for, I'm still gonna have to study for it. Whether I enjoy my time here or not, I'm still gonna have to do it, so I might as well enjoy my time here right now. And on a scientific level, rest is what helps your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the system that literally is responsible for your emotions, for your physical well-being. Like, you know when you're sick and you don't allow your body to rest and you don't get better? It's because you're not letting your healing kick in. You're not letting your body calm down enough for it to heal itself. When you're constantly living in this cortisol-fueled state, and I know everybody wants to talk about cortisol on the internet and it gets so annoying, but it truly is, because you know when you're constantly living in that state of like panic and dread and I'm so anxious about this and I need to go fix it right now, and you can't, you're unable to regulate your emotions properly. Your hormones are going to be completely out of whack. Your digestion is going to be fucked up. Like, your immune system's going to start to crash. Like, so many things go wrong when you're constantly living in this like, stop. Like, no, rest is not a reward for productivity. Rest is something you have to do. Whether you want to or not, you have to do it. And I don't just mean getting your 8 hours of sleep, your 7 hours of sleep at night. No, no, no. Resting your mind and allowing yourself to fill your cup back up, because how are you supposed to pour from an empty cup? You can't. You can't. And you think that doing all these things and getting everything done is filling your cup up. It's not. It's an illusion. Resting and taking time for yourself, it is not you being lazy. Think about any of the times that you've wanted to be super, super creative at something. And we can go into this with the artist versus the muse, right? So the artist is responsible for doing, and the muse is responsible for being the inspiration for the artist, right? So if you're acting as a muse and you're responsible for being the inspiration, you're constantly gonna have all these creative thoughts, all these creative ideas. But if you can't tap in to that masculine side, that artist side, you're never gonna create. You're never gonna make your drawings known. You're never gonna get your art out there, right? And that's what's gonna get you into that mindset of, well, I have all these really good ideas and I thought they were really good and I was really proud of them and I thought my drawings were so pretty, but I never draw and I never get recognized and I never, and you're going to start to fill yourself with self-doubt because you never take action that's followed by that rest period, that period of creativity, that period of inspiration. You never take the action. So if you're too much in your masculine, you're too much in action, you never can draw inspiration from the muse. And if you're too much in that muse, you're never actually acting out. And that's when you start to feel the weight of the anxiety about self-doubt and the weight of the anxiety of what if I'm not good enough? Well, I obviously shouldn't be doing this because I thought that this was my passion, but it's not working. And it goes the same way. If you stay stuck in one or the other for too long, you're gonna feel the weight of it, and it's gonna be heavy. No matter which side it is, it weighs the same, and that's why you have to figure out how to balance it. And going along with this, the third mindset is being present is always going to be so much more powerful than being productive, than doing. And this kind of ties into the first mindset shift, but I want you to think about this one. All you have to do to be in your feminine energy is just be. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do is be present. And I know it sounds so easy to say, but it's going to take practice, because if your autopilot mindset is constantly thinking about all this and thinking about this and thinking about this, thinking about things that are not immediately in front of you, it's going to take practice to get yourself into the present moment. For this example, I want you to think about any time that you've told your friend the biggest problem going on in your life. So let's say you and your boyfriend just broke up because you found out he cheated on you, and you go to your friend and you're like, I don't know what to do, like I'm just so sad, like he cheated on me, we had to break up, and like I thought we were gonna get married, like all this stuff. All you want is for your best friend to listen and be a shoulder to cry on and to comfort you and to take your mind off of it. That's all you want out of her. That's all you want, is for her presence. You want to be comforted by her simply being your best friend. That's all you want, okay? But let's say you go over and you say, we just broke up, he cheated on me, and you barely get the next sentence out, and she's out the door, and she's already driving to his house, about to go yell at him and tell him how shitty he is for cheating on you. You're still here hurting. You're still here wishing that she could just be present with you, right? All you really wanted was her to be present in the moment, and she is actually hurting you more by doing instead of just being. And that's how I want you to think about any time that you're like, well, I need to go do this now. I need to go to this. No, you just need to be sometimes. There's a time for the action. There's a time for execution. There's a time to go be productive and go full speed ahead and completely isolate yourself and lock in and get all your stuff done. There's a time for that. But there's a time to be present, and there's a time to just be, and just accept that the best thing you can do right now is be okay with what's going on right in front of you right now. Or even just think about the amount of people that are, oh, we're trying to have a kid, and they can't have a kid, and they end up adopting, and then they have a kid. Yeah, because you were trying too hard. You were stressing out about it. You were forcing something to happen. That's a pretty bad graphic to use in that example, but you're trying to force something to happen. Like, it's like if you hold on to something too tight, you ruin it. Because you're holding on to it and you're squeezing it and you're causing indentations in it. So when you let it go, it's not as beautiful as it once was. Because you were holding on so tight, because you were so scared of losing it. And now it's not even what you wanted in the first place, because you ruined it with the force. The final mindset shift that I think a lot of us have a really hard time with is that receiving does not make you dependent on anyone else. It doesn't make you not independent. Receiving from other people, receiving help, receiving compliments, receiving anything, it doesn't make you any less strong on your own. It honestly, it makes you even stronger. So many women equate receiving with either now you owe somebody something and now you're a burden, or maybe you received it because they didn't think you could do it yourself and you want to prove that you can. It's not that. If somebody wants to do something for you, let them do it. Within reason, obviously. But feminine energy by nature is receptive. It is calm. It is open. It is relaxed. It is ready to receive whatever people want to give to it. And just like with the muse versus the artist, the muse doesn't have to try to inspire the artist. The muse just exists and the artist is inspired. That's all you have to do. Literally all feminine energy is being present and just being. This doesn't mean that you need somebody. It doesn't mean you need to rely on people. It doesn't mean you have to rely on people. It just means that you're opening the door. So if anybody does want to do something sweet for you, nice for you, compliment you, help you out with something, yeah, sure. Thank you so much. And also in neuroscience, there's literally studies that prove that when you receive help or a compliment, or just when you receive something from somebody else, receiving support, it literally triggers the oxytocin in your brain, and it lowers your cortisol level, and it lowers your stress levels, and it helps you heal, and it helps you feel more bonded to that person. It helps you with the sense of community that everybody wants, right? And since it reduces cortisol, it can help boost your immune system. So on an actual scientific level, the more you allow people in your life to help you in any way they want to, even if it's literally just, hey, good morning, I love your outfit today, that's you receiving love and support and community. You're literally helping your body function better. Like, why would you not want to do that, you know? So keeping those mindset shifts in mind, we're going to move into phase 3, which is just practical advice that you could start implementing every day to step into your feminine. So the first and probably most obvious thing is that you need to find practices that help regulate your nervous system. There are so many different ways that you could start regulating your nervous system, but one of the best ways to do it is just in the last 20 minutes before you go to bed, in the first 20 minutes that you wake up in the morning, no phones. And even if you want to use your phone, turn on the night shift mode so it's yellow light instead of the blue light. And don't go on social media. Don't scroll. Like for me, in the mornings, I read and then I go on my phone. But I go on my phone to play the New York Times games. So I do Wordle, I do the Mini, I do Connections, I do, what's it called, Strands. So this is not me being like, oh my gosh, social media. And I'm not getting sucked into that portal, right? It's the same thing as playing it on the daily paper. It just happens to be on my phone. I do not use my phone to talk to people. I don't check my texts. I don't check emails. I don't go on social media, like nothing. So if you are going to use your phone for the first 20 minutes in the morning, just no social media, no doom scrolling. That's such a bad way to start your day. Another good way to regulate your nervous system, gratitude. Literally, the first thing you do when you wake up after you make your bed, 3 things you're grateful for already for the day. And they don't have to be crazy. They don't have to be, it can literally be as simple as, I'm so grateful that I woke up today. I'm so grateful that I had this bed to sleep in. I'm so grateful that I have a job to go to so I can make money, so I can buy the things that I want and I can support my family. I'm so grateful that I get to take a shower in 10 minutes. Stuff like that. Just anything you could do to be completely present with your brain and your body. Because a lot of times, right when we get up, we're like, okay, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to go do this, and then I have to do this, and then I have to go to work. No. Check in here first. Check in with yourself. Make sure you're okay first. Routines are literally one of the easiest ways to achieve this. If you have a set night routine and a set morning routine that you actually look forward to, not like what you think you should be doing because somebody on the internet is doing it so you think you should be doing it too. It has to be something that you enjoy. A lot of people say that journaling in the morning is a great thing to do. Personally, for me, I don't have enough thoughts in my head right in the morning to journal in the morning. I journal at night. I read at night because if I read in the morning, I'm going to fall right back asleep. I read 1 chapter of my Bible in the morning and I'm good to go. It's enough to get my mind turned on, to put it into the calm, the theta waves that you really like to tap into in the morning. After that, I meditate 10 minutes. I put the eye patches under my eye. I go downstairs. I get a glass of kefir. I have my chlorophyll electrolyte water and I make my coffee. I chug my water. I take my kefir upstairs and my coffee upstairs and I set it down. I drink my kefir, shut my timer for 10 minutes, and I just let my brain wake up without thinking about anything, without looking at anything, without drinking a coffee first. I just close my eyes and I let my mind do whatever it wants to do. And that's what I like to do. And then I read a chapter of my Bible, and then I play the games, and then I go get ready for my workout for the morning. I look forward to that. My morning routine before, I used to look forward to just waking up, getting my gym set on, getting an Alani, getting a granola bar, getting in my car, putting on a podcast, driving to the gym, working out. I don't like that anymore. It doesn't make me feel good anymore, so I changed it. Because it doesn't matter if it was once working for me. If it's not working for me anymore, then that's putting me in my masculine. Forcing myself to do something just because, well, it used to work for me, so I'll just force myself until it works for me again. It doesn't. You can't force yourself to do those things. That's what puts you in your masculine. That's what puts you in the burnout. That's what puts you in that, I really don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. And then once you stop doing it and you haven't replaced it with something that's actually serving you, you're going to just start to feel that, I'm so upset with myself, like I could be doing so much better, I'm not worthy of this, I'm not worthy, and that's when you start getting that self-doubt, that terrible self-talk. The second thing you're going to start doing to start leading into your feminine is practice being soft. And I know so many people are going to be like, oh, women aren't soft, like we could do everything. Yeah, we can. Anybody can be soft, anybody can be hard and rigid, okay? Think about the person that when they walk into the room, you immediately are like on 10, you're like, okay, like I can't stand their energy. Like, it's so loud, it's so aggressive, it's so chaotic, and they don't even have to say anything. It's like it's literally just like an energetic thing, right? It's like immediately when they walk into the room, you get bad vibes, you get annoyed, you get pissed off, you get upset, you get sad. You want to just leave the room. And then think about the person that when they walk into the room, they literally, like, they're floating. It's like they bring this calming presence to the room. Who would you rather be around? You'd rather be around that calm person. So you need to start embodying that energy, and you need to figure out how you could do that in your own life. And the key to this is to just be. I've said it a million times in this video. Just be. Stop rushing. Stop being frantic. Stop trying to get to the next checkpoint. Stop trying to do this. Just do it. It's kind of like, let's say you're trying to run a mile in under 6 minutes. That's your goal. So I'm gonna run a mile in under 6 minutes, and you set out, and if you try to run your first mile in under 6 minutes and you don't do it, you're gonna be mad, and that whole run you're gonna be like, I have to go faster, like I'm not even at a mile yet, and like I'm already at 5 minutes, and you're so frantic, rather than just saying, my goal is to run a mile in under 6 minutes, and I'm gonna achieve that goal in the next 2 weeks. So you set out to run your mile, you're not worried about how fast this mile is. You're saying, well, I'm gonna run my mile, and I'm gonna try my best to run it in under 6 minutes. I don't think it's gonna be there yet, and that's okay, because I gave myself 2 weeks, and I know that I'll get there. But if I'm already increasing my heart rate by worrying if I'm gonna run this mile in under 6 minutes, I'm not gonna be able to perform physically as well during this run as I could if I could just say, that's my intention for this run. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You don't have to try to do things or be something. You just have to be. Everything's just a practice of calmness, right? An easy way to start implementing this is when you do anything. Literally, it could be easy as when you're making breakfast. Don't rush through the process of making breakfast. Don't try to make your coffee as fast as you can. Just make your breakfast. Let the bread toast in the toaster. Get it out. Intentionally spread the avocado on. Like, take care of everything. Take your time. Put care and effort into everything you're doing, because yeah, maybe it might add another 30 seconds to that routine in your day, but you were just so present. Because why are you going through life only wanting the outcomes? Because it's not going to get you anywhere. If you move through every single thing you do in life with only the outcome in mind, you're never going to be present. You're constantly going to be like, well, I need to get here. Well, I need to get here. Well, I need to get here. What about while you're doing it? It's the equivalent of wanting to take a scenic road trip so you can enjoy the drive and get to your destination, but instead of taking the scenic route, you get on the highway and you fucking floor it the whole time. Like, if your intention was to go on this scenic road trip route, why did you choose the way that's just going to get you there the fastest? And obviously, there's a time and a place for all of these things. There's a time and a place to fucking go 90 on the highway and get there. And there's also a time and a place to, I'm going to take the slower roads to really appreciate this road trip. I'm going to listen to my playlist that I haven't really been able to listen to in a while because I haven't had enough time in the car to listen to them. It's all about being present in what you're doing. When you're doing your nightly skincare, instead of trying to rush through taking your makeup off, you wouldn't want somebody to rush through. If you were paying somebody for a 60-minute facial, you wouldn't want them to rush through it just to get it done, right? No, you paid for the 60 minutes. You want your 60-minute facial. Apply that same thought process when you're doing your skincare at night. I know that sometimes we're too tired and we don't want to take off our makeup, but we're going to do it anyway. We might as well enjoy the experience of doing it rather than, oh, I really don't want to take off my makeup. I'm just going to rush through this. I'm going to hate every second of it. You get to choose how you feel about these things. You get to choose if you're going to dread it, if it's going to be miserable and you're going to rush through it, or if you're going to accept that this is what I have to do, I have to do it anyway, so why would I not do it in a way that I'm enjoying it? Why would I not want to light a candle in my bathroom while I do my skincare and put on a podcast that I like to listen to and put on a headband so I don't get into my hair and that doesn't make me mad? And like, why would you not choose to do things that you enjoy? Why would you choose to have to feel rushed through things that you don't have to feel rushed through? And kind of going along in this, the third practice is just adding romance in your everyday life. And I've made a video on how to romanticize your life and why it's so important, but literally just add little sparks of romance in your everyday life. It's so much better. And the easiest way to think about that is if you would do it for somebody else, you do that for yourself. If you're having somebody come over to your house, you're hosting a dinner party, and you set up the table all nice and pretty, and you plate the meals gorgeous, like literally giving like Michelin star restaurant. But when you're doing it for yourself, you just throw it on a paper plate and call it a day and hope for the best. Give that love to yourself. And again, this doesn't have to be an every single time practice, but it also should be treated like something that you do consistently. It should be treated like, well, no, this is the expectation. And the exception to this are the few days that I really can't be bothered to do that. I really just want to eat Velveeta mac and cheese out of the pot. I don't want to plate it. But having that balance is what is so important. You're having a sleepover with your boyfriend. I know you're wearing your cute little PJ set. I know you're wearing your cute little nightie. When you go to bed in your own bed, you say, well, I'm just going to wear this old grungy t-shirt because like it doesn't matter. Yeah, some nights can't be bothered. Literally last night I slept in my boxers and a big t-shirt. Night before that, I was like, no. PJ set, cute little satin PJ set, lotion on, bedtime perfume on. I'm not doing it for anybody other than myself because I deserve to feel that amount of love and care and affection that I would do to myself for somebody else. I deserve to do it for myself. If you're having a girls' night, you guys are going to go to dinner, you're going to go see a play. I know you're going to put your cutest little outfit on, you're going to put your nicest perfume on. You're going on a solo date, you're just going to go take yourself to the bookstore, get a coffee, read for a while. You're going to put on your favorite outfit, you're going to put on a cute outfit, you're going to put on that perfume. Not, well, I'm just going to go in my PJs because like it doesn't really matter. No, it does matter. It does matter because what do you want your life to look like? What do you want your life to feel like most of the time? Do you want to feel like I just rolled out of bed to almost everything I did? Or do you want to feel like, oh my God, like I am living my life? Like why are you just okay with being like the co-pilot for your own life? Why are you okay with letting everything else happen around you? Just because, well, it doesn't really matter. No, of course it doesn't really fucking matter if you choose not to care about it. But why would you not want to make your life feel so good? And the easiest way to do that is just adding these little bits of romance into your life where you can. Why would you not want to do that? I've used this analogy before, but it's the same thing as going to a restaurant, your favorite restaurant, and you order your least favorite thing on the menu. And when somebody says, well, why did you do that? Why wouldn't you order the meal that you love the most? You say, well, it's just food. It's just good for my body. Like I just have to eat so I don't starve. I just have to eat so I can fuel my body. Like why would I order something that I like? Why wouldn't you? Because the food that you're going to enjoy and the food that you're going to like is going to provide you with the same nutrition, the same amount of fueling your body, the same making sure you're not going to starve. Why would you not choose the one that you love, the one that you look forward to, the one that you appreciate so much, the one that you're like, oh, I wish I could have that every single day. Why would you not choose that dish? And then the fourth and final practice that you could start implementing is, it ties into the mindset shift, but let people help you. Let people give to you. Don't question why people are helping you. Don't question why people want to do nice things for you. Let them do it. I know that you've been in a position where you want to help somebody, you want to give somebody a compliment, and you do it because you want to. It doesn't matter why you want to do it. You're like, well, no, I want to do this. I want to go tell this person that they smell amazing. I want to go tell this person that I love their outfit. I want to offer to hold the door open or put the shopping cart back for the old lady who has a cane. I want to do that for her. So if you know what it's like to want to do nice things for other people, why can't you accept that people might want to do nice things for you? If you have a hard time with this, and especially if you have a hard time with receiving compliments, because that's honestly, in terms of society, I feel like that's the most like freely given help. If you understand what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying. But compliments, if you have a hard time receiving compliments, like if somebody compliments you, say, oh my God, I love your top, and you'd be like, oh, it was $2 from the thrift store, and you're doing it in a way of like insecurity and not just like, oh my God, girl, thank you so much, it's literally thrifted, like can you believe it? Like you're not doing it in a way to promote confidence, you're doing it in a way to shrink yourself down, to not potentially make this person feel less than you. You know what I'm saying? You're projecting a potential insecurity onto that person by doing that. If you have a hard time accepting compliments, I want you to start thinking of compliments as an exchange. So if you give a compliment to somebody, you're now able to receive a free compliment back. And it doesn't have to be from the same person, it doesn't have to be on the same day, but you can go into this knowing, well, I did my part. I gave a compliment to somebody, so the next time somebody compliments me, it's free. I don't have to feel bad about it. I don't have to feel like I'm a burden to this person. I don't have to feel guilty for being pretty or smelling good or somebody liking my outfit, or you know what I mean? And a lot of that comes with the mindset of like, oh, I'm not allowed to take up space, I'm not allowed to be better than people, I'm not allowed to. Think about how when you don't want to wear your favorite outfit because you don't want to be the most dressed up in the room. Why don't you want to be the most dressed up in the room? It's not necessarily that you don't want to have people staring at you. It's that you don't want people judging you. You don't want people thinking, oh, who do you think you are? Oh, you think you're better than me? You don't want to make people have those feelings. It's not your responsibility if people have those feelings. If you look good and you look sure of yourself and you are sure of yourself, you're confident, and you walk into a room and people naturally are going to be like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, oh, you must think you're so much better than me. I never said that. I never once said that. I'm so sorry that you saw me being 100% authentic in myself and it's hurting your feelings. It is not my fault that's hurting your feelings. You need to stop being afraid to take up space. In every single aspect, you need to start allowing people to open the doors for you. Start allowing people to compliment you. Start allowing people to say, oh, no, it's okay, it's on us, don't worry. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to take up space. Don't be afraid to let people help you. Whether you ask for the help or whether people want to give it freely, don't be afraid to receive it. No matter how it's presented to you in your life, stop being afraid to receive it. Because you cannot do everything all by yourself all the time. Nobody can. Nobody can. That's why there's so many of us on this planet. Because we would not be able to survive on our own. Yes, it's amazing to be independent. Yes, it's amazing to be able to provide for yourself and to do all these things for yourself. But at the end of the day, if nobody ever helped you with anything, even think of this video. If this video is helping you, you probably don't know me. I probably don't know you. You're getting knowledge that you would not have at this current moment in time if you weren't watching this video. You know what I'm saying? Start being accepting of help and love and support and compliments and free things and just anything. Start learning to accept that other people want to help you. But of course I have to tell you, like, please be safe. Like, if you're on the side of the road and somebody pulls up and it's dark out, like, let's be safe. Let's call AAA. Let's not wait for some strange man to come help us fix our flat tire at 2 a.m. on the side of the road. Like, nope, I'm good. Car's locked. AAA is called. Tow truck's on the way. I don't need your help. Thank you so much, sir. Bye. Please fucking leave. Be safe. Within that regard, be safe. But don't be afraid to let people help you. Also, like, I'm sure if you offer to do something for somebody, like, I'm sure you probably don't get annoyed if they take you up on that offer. As long as that offer was, like, fully genuine. But, like, if you're going out of your way to offer help to a stranger, you're not going to be annoyed if they take you up on it. Like, if you see a little old lady walking her cart back to the cart return and she's, like, 200 yards away from it and you're, like, right there, and you say, oh, hey, you want me to take that back for you? I'm already going that way. And she says yes, you're not going to be like, oh my fucking god, like, I can't believe she said it. No, you're going to be like, okay, like, all right, have a nice day. You're welcome, you know? And I don't really care. I hate when people are saying, like, oh, people only help people because it's selfish and makes them feel good. It literally doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, like, yeah, we're all trying to just feel good. So, yeah, if the only reason you're helping people is so that you can feel good inside, so fucking be it. They don't need to know that. You know what I mean? Now that all that's taken care of, we can move into the fourth and final phase. So I'm going to need you to get out your Pretty Princess playbooks because it is time to make the blueprint, the ultimate guide to how you are going to lean into your feminine energy, because my feminine energy might not look like your feminine energy, and that's okay, and that's the beauty of it, okay? So get out your paper, get out your pens, whatever, and let's go. So the first thing I want you to think of is, what is draining your energy in life right now? What is causing you stress? What is causing you turmoil? Pick the top 3 things that are causing you just tremendous levels of stress and turmoil, and just like, oh my gosh, I can't rest and I can't go to bed at night without thinking about this. The top 3 things, okay? There might be more, there might be less. Top 3. If there's less, then obviously don't do 3. But if there's more, 3. That's all we need to focus on right now. The top 3 things. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's money or the lack thereof. Maybe it's a relationship you're in. Maybe you committed to do something. Maybe you committed to do something that you really, really don't want to do, and now you're like, oh my god, like, I really don't want to do it, but I have to do it because I committed to do it. Whatever it is, just write them down in a list, okay? Number 2, I want you to write down why these things are stressing you out. And you might be like, Kat, I literally just told you what's stressing me out. Obviously my job is stressing me out because it's my job. No. Why is your job stressing you out? Why is this situation stressing you out? Get into the nitty-gritty of why, because it's not just, oh, well, it's stressing me out because it's stressing me out. No, there's always a why. There's always a why. For example, let's say you're in a relationship and it's just kind of feeling very toxic. It's feeling like you're on a roller coaster where some days you're so good, you're so happy, you're so in love, and then the next 2 days it's just like, we might be breaking up, we hate each other, like I don't know, and then we're back up and then we're back down. That's stressful. That situation is stressful. But why is it stressful? Okay, well, it's stressful because I'm actually uncertain if this is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, and I thought that it was, but now I don't know because we're fighting every 2 days, but then we make up and we're happy, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be in a relationship tomorrow or the day after. Like, I don't know what's going on here. You're constantly second guessing yourself because you're like, well, maybe I chose the wrong partner. Maybe should I even do this? Like, you're feeling all of these things, right? Or maybe it's just like you're stressed out about this situation because you feel like you don't have control over it. You feel like there's just something that you can't control. Okay, what's that thing that you can't control? Pinpoint the actual thoughts you're having about the situation. Not the situation itself, the thoughts that are falling down from the situation. The situation is a dark rain cloud. The thoughts you're having is the rain falling down. That's like, well, this is why the cloud is a gray rain cloud and not a pretty white fluffy cloud. Third step is identify all of the solutions to these stressors. And again, you're probably gonna be like, Kat, you fucking bitch. Like, don't you think that if I could figure this out, I would? Yeah, and you're gonna do it right now. I know you can. It's not rocket science. Everything in life is literally so simple. It's not always easy, but it boils down to being so simple. So whether or not you deem these solutions as realistic or not, like, it doesn't matter. Don't put reality onto this page, okay? We are writing this down. This is the blueprint. This is the ideal situation, okay? I don't want you to think, well, that's not a realistic solution. No, if you think it's a solution, write it down. It doesn't have to feel realistic because no matter what feels realistic or not, we can somehow make it realistic, okay? So we'll just stick with the toxic relationship example. Maybe you both try therapy, either couples therapy or you both go separately to therapy. Maybe you guys decide, well, let's do some research on some books that kind of help with the relationships, and we'll both read them together at the same time, and we can discuss what we're learning, what we're taking from it. We can do weekly check-ins, so at the end of every week we can tell each other, this is what you did this week that made me really, really happy and made me feel loved and appreciated, but this is something that kind of upset me, or I just feel like our relationship could be better and I would feel a little bit better in our relationship if you started implementing this. Or you decide the only way to remove this specific stress from my life is to break up, and you have to go have that hard conversation. So now that you have evidence of the problem and you have a whole list of potential solutions, I want you to think of and write down 3 to 5 ways that you can fix this problem and go about a solution while leaning into your feminine energy. Because that's a lot of the things, is when we have something in our life that's stressing us out, causing a lot of turmoil, we try to tackle them instead of fixing them and healing them. We try to get through them and get it done and all this. Do it soft. Think about how a stream can erode rocks, right? It's just water floating over rocks, but over time it's lower and lower and lower. The rocks erode. A waterfall is created, and all that happened was the water was just steady flowing, steady flowing. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be aggressive and a lot and frantic and calm. So that's why I want you to, what are the things you're gonna do to solve these problems in your feminine energy? We're gonna go back to the example of the bad relationship. So you already know, okay, this relationship cycle is very, very toxic and I'm not okay with it. It's stressing me out because I'm feeling very uncertain whether or not I should stay with this person. I don't know if we should be together. I don't know if we should break up. I'm starting to doubt myself because I feel like I chose the wrong person. I feel like I'm selling myself short because I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time, like in this bad relationship where I feel like I could just be single, but also then I'd have to deal with the weight of a breakup and all these. We figured that out. So now let's solve the problem. So maybe instead of approaching your boyfriend with this relationship sucks and I don't know how to fix it, and the only way that I can think to fix it is we could go to therapy or we could read books, but like I don't even know if it's worth it at that point. It's very masculine. It's very dominated by emotion. It's very dominated by like, I need to fix it right now. Settle down, approach it calmly, approach it very gently, approach it with a loving and open gesture, okay? Nobody wants to be spoken to like they're being attacked. Nobody wants to. People want to be spoken to like calm, like they're being healed, like everything is okay and everything will be okay no matter what happens. Feminine energy does not attack, it heals. It creates space for softness and for solution. So maybe instead of approaching it like that, you approach it like, I really, really miss the days where we were just so happy with one another and we were so sure that we were going to be in each other's lives forever, and I really want us to work to get back to that. And here are some of the ways that I think we can do that if you're willing to work with me. And I know, especially in like a relationship situation like this, it can be so hard to want to be soft when all you want to do is say, well, this is your fault, that. It's so hard. It is so hard to put your ego aside and just be soft. But no matter what the situation is, think of how you would want somebody to approach you in that situation. Would you want to be attacked? Would you want to be yelled at? Would you want to be forced to make a decision right then or there? Or would you want everything to be calm and level-headed and feel like you actually have room to have a conversation? Grace costs nothing and it provides an abundance of everything. You can already tell from the different language that you chose as, this is the shittiest relationship ever and I can't fucking stand it anymore. You chose to go, remember when this was the happiest place to be in the whole world. You're saying the same thing, essentially, but the words and the energy that's being carried with them is so different. It makes the world a difference in how you can proceed. Or maybe with the whole boss wanting you to stay late situation, you have to approach the situation with your guard down. You can't make up this anger you can't make up these situations in your head that's fueled by anger and that's fueled by other people's egos and other people's. You can't decide that, oh, well, I can't do that because my boss is going to fire me on the spot if I tell him no. So like, fuck that guy. Like, I'm just going to go and quit because I know he's going to fire me anyway. You have to go into this situation with your guard down. That's what being feminine is. That's what's, I'm going to show up exactly how I am. I'm going to tell you exactly what I want. And I'm going to tell you that I'm willing to work with you so that I can get exactly what I want. But I'm not going to fight you for it. I'm not going to fight you for what I want. Because that's not your job. Doing these things in your feminine, that's not the job of your feminine energy. So with the boss situation, maybe you can approach your boss and say, hey, I know the workload has been super stressful for everyone lately, especially you since you're the boss. And you know what? I want this company to run as smoothly as you want it to work. And I'm 100% willing to pick up some extra weight and carry extra weight and help out more. But the current situation of me having to stay late every single night is just not working for me. So is there any way that we could come up with a compromise where I'm still able to pick up that extra slack, pick up that extra weight, and do more of a workload, but not have to stay late every single night? Is that something that you'd be willing to discuss with me? You opened the door. One, you already reminded this person, like, you're the boss. I know that you're being affected by this too. You're not my enemy. I know that this is something you're having to deal with too. I know that this is something that you're sick of too. And you're probably especially sick of it because you are the boss. So you probably do have a lot more going on your plate right now. You're already like coming to them, letting them know, I can see that you're also dealing with something that's super stressful and super hard, and I'm feeling sympathy and empathy for you. You've already softened the situation just by being able to be calm and approach the situation without any guard up. And when you speak kindly and you speak with so much understanding, it immediately softens the situation. So your boss is probably going to be so much more willing to be like, oh my gosh, like, I know, like, it's just been so crazy. I feel so bad that you've been having to stay so late. Like, it's just, I can't wait to get this done and we can all go back to our normal hours. And yeah, I totally agree. It's not fair for you to be working 2 extra hours later every single night, but like, there's just so much to get done, and I appreciate that you've been able to, but yeah, let's try to come up with a way where you can get that extra work done, but you could still go home. And you notice how this conversation instantly feels better than you going into your boss's office and saying, I have the employee handbook right here, and it says that my working hours are from 9 to 5 and I don't have to stay later, and you've been making me stay later, and that's not fair to me, and if you're not okay with me leaving at 5 o'clock, then I'm quitting. Notice how you've started a war. You started a war that this person was like, they're completely blindsided. So of course they're not going to just accept it and be like, oh, you're right, I'm so sorry. They're not going to just accept defeat. Like, the human ego does not want that to happen. The human ego is going to hear you start a war and be like, oh, then you're fucking fired. Bye. Don't ask for a letter of recommendation for your next job. Do not put me down as rough. If you go into something as if you're fighting a war. You're not. You're not. You've created this turmoil up here. There's softer ways to approach it. And softer ways to approaching things usually gets you what you want a lot faster than approaching it hard and attacking it head on. Nobody likes to fight. Nobody likes to fight, but everybody likes to win and everybody likes to be right. Nobody likes the fight part. All they want is to be heard, and they want to be told that they're right. And they want people to understand their side. Nobody likes to fight. So if you approach situations like you're already geared up for a fight, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose even if you win, because the amount of energy and that turmoil and that tension and that stress and that anxiety that you just had to feel to get to that fight, you've already lost. And if you position yourself to make the other person right while you get what you want, everybody wins. Everybody wins. And honestly, this is actually a really good teaching that if you read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, it is such a good read. It's a little bit boring at first, but if you can get past the boring, like, very, like, man-centered history parts, and you could see the message for what it is such a good book. And just for other stressors that don't necessarily have to do with people interactions and being soft with other people, like, maybe the thing that's really stressing you out is that you just have not been able to wake up on time recently. Like, you have just been so tired and you've been sleeping and you have not been able to wake up and you're constantly feeling rushed in your morning and you're just feeling so exhausted all the time. The way to do that is you have to set up rituals and routines for yourself that make you soft, that make you excited to wake up and go be soft and go pour that back into yourself. Because yes, sleeping is great and getting enough sleep is so good, but you're not actively being present with yourself when you're sleeping. Yes, you're resting. Yes, your body's healing itself. You're not actively being present and taking care of things up here when you're sleeping. You have to create a morning routine that's creating a more nurturing environment, right? And then the last and final thing that I want you to do is I want you to write down all the things that you can start implementing into your life every single week or even daily that can start helping you lean into your feminine energy every single day. So maybe every Sunday you take an everything shower, or maybe before bed at night when you read, instead of having on the big lights and listening to no music, maybe you turn on the more ambiance lights and you put on a nice soft jazz playlist in the background and you open your book and you spray your pillows with a room spray. It's just adding that like luxury and that softness and that nurturing environment that just makes you feel so much more. Maybe you start setting up a solo date and you take yourself on a solo date every single month. You take yourself to the movies. Literally anything that puts you in a position to be 100% intentional, present, and graceful with yourself, those are the things that are going to help you lean into your feminine energy every single day. And it's all the feminine energy is you being present. It's taking yourself out of the masculine, like go, 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 I have to get all this done, I have to be super productive, and it's taking you into that rest, that being present, that being very calm, very soft, very nurturing, very healing for yourself. It doesn't matter if you're doing it for other people, it's for yourself. And again, you have to have the balance. When I'm planning out my week every single Sunday, I'm not in my feminine energy. I'm in my masculine energy. I'm getting things done. I'm making sure that I have every single task I need to get done for the week. I'm making sure it's getting done. But I can take that 20 minutes it takes for me to be in my masculine energy and put all that effort forth so that for the rest of the week, when I wake up, I'm not feeling that instant like, oh my gosh, stress, anxiety, what do I have to do today? I'm so stressed out. I have so much to do and I don't know what I'm doing. I can wake up in my feminine and know that everything's already been taken care of for me by me, because I understand that my masculine plays a huge role and such an important role, and I have to do that, and I love doing it, and I love getting my things done, and I'm so proud of myself when I get all these things done. But I do them so that I'm able to go peacefully through my days. Literally being in your feminine energy, like, it's just living the softness that your masculine energy has provided. Okay? So I feel that brings this episode of the Pretty Princess Command Center to a close. So on that note, I hope you have a Pretty Princess day.